Who runs the world? Well, you know the answer already. Name's Dave with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 female protagonists of the decade. For this list, we're taking a look at the heroines that defined the 2010s, judging them on their design, character, story, and significance to representation in the gaming landscape. Unfortunately, we cannot include Ellie from The Last of Us as she's not the protagonist. Joel was. But hey, part 2 might be her candidate for the 2020s.
Alright. Now watch your step as you're going out, because it's going to be a little...
Number 10. Yorha number 2 Type B, or 2B, Nier Automata.
Activating short-range attack gear.
To this day, people are still talking about 2B and her story, or stories, if you've experienced every ending. While she and 9S go through an existential crisis to discover feelings in their programming, we see a beautiful yet emotional relationship blossom between the two. As for 2B herself, the girl knows how to throw down, flipping around the battlefield, swords flying everywhere, while taking down colossal foes. This must have been how she managed to find her way into Soul Calibur 6 as a DLC character. Whether you like her unique design or combat prowess, 2B has become one of the most recognizable ladies of this decade. Although that scene still hurts.
2B, it was an honor to fight with you. Truly.
Number 9. Velvet Crow, Tales of Assyria.
Oh, he's certainly committed. I've seen just how far he's willing to go.
There are many JRPGs that place the ladies as love interests to the hero, the damsel in distress, or even a customizable silent protagonist. Tales of Assyria is not like most JRPGs. Once an innocent, kind-hearted woman, Velvet would turn into a tormented soul after demons assaulted her village in an event known as the Scarlet Night. When an attack commences 7 years later, she becomes infected with demon blight, used to fend off the beasts, and vows to avenge her brother.
Well, I've got tools of my own. Tools of flamestone, sulfur, and oil.
Needless to say, the story of Velvet Crow was a compelling one that was embroiled in tragedy, vengeance, and a lot of ass-kicking, which helped make Tales of Assyria one of the most interesting yet overlooked games of 2017.
Knock them back! That's an order!
Number 8. Amicia de Rune, A Plague Tale: Innocence.
I promise you, tonight we shall dine like kings!
Honestly, we weren't expecting A Plague Tale to be resonating with us so long after launch, and it's mostly because of the game's main character, Amicia de Rune. You got to give the girl a ton of respect here. She's dealing with a lot throughout the game. Amicia is merely a teenage girl forced to take care of her brother while in the midst of the Black Death. On top of that, she's doing all of this while trying to cope with her family's deaths. The way she manages to stay confident throughout her journey makes her a fantastic role model and one of the most inspiring characters this decade. Amicia de Rune fears nothing.
Come on.
Number 7. Chloe Fraser, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Alright, what the hell is that thing you keep playing with?
It's my stress toy.
While Nathan Drake's story finally closed in Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, it was hard to imagine the franchise continuing without the wisecracking treasure hunter. Luckily, Naughty Dog showed the series still had life in it, and it may continue with a familiar face.
Gotta take care of these jokers first.
You have a plan?
Yeah. Sure.
The sexy and cunning Chloe Fraser has proven to be just as masterful as Nate, as evident in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, where she and Nadine Ross search for the Tusk of Ganesh. Part of what makes her such a memorable character is thanks to the voice actor Claudia Black, whose chemistry with Nolan North helped shape Chloe's personality.
So that's a no. Felt like a no.
Number 6. Bayonetta, Bayonetta series.
So, this is supposed to be paradise?
We won't lie, Bayonetta is certainly the weirdest pick for this list, but why shouldn't she be here? Just the fact that she gets naked to unleash her demon powers? Regardless on how you look at this one, Bayonetta has become an icon in video game heroines thanks to her versatility in combat and unique sense of fashion. She's become such a prominent figure in gaming that she managed to nab the last spot on the roster for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and makes a return once again in Ultimate. So again we ask, why shouldn't she be on here?
No. I got nothing else to say, love.
Number 5. The reboot Lara Croft, Tomb Raider series.
That I thought was impossible It changed everything.
Lara Croft has gone through a drastic transformation. Whether it's better or worse depends on who you ask, but to us, she deserves a spot on this list. Much like God of War's Kratos, Lara Croft underwent significant changes that made us see her in a new light.
Who the hell are you?
She may not have been the badass Buxton babe we knew 20 years ago, but her story was one that was gritty, intense, and emotional on occasion. Needless to say, Lara Croft was proof that ladies can kick butt. Tell us, who runs the world again?
I'll fight Trinity with you, but my goal remains the same.
Number 4. Madeline Celeste. In recent years, mental illness in video games has been a widely discussed topic in the gaming community, and part of that is thanks to Madeline, the star of Celeste. When you aren't chasing down strawberries or continuously dying from the game's tricky platforming segments, you're seeing Madeline struggle with her anxiety and depression, a feeling many people know all too well. In addition to being a representative of those suffering from mental illness, Madeline has become yet another famous face in the indie gaming community. Here's hoping we haven't seen the last of her. Number 3. Senua, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. While we're on the subject of video game characters and mental illness in video games, we cannot forget about Senua, the tragic titular heroine of Ninja Theory's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. As she fights her way through Helheim, Senua is constantly battling with psychosis, a mental condition that makes it difficult for a person to differentiate between delusions and reality. To convey this condition as accurately as possible, Ninja Theory have done their homework and worked closely with several specialists and patients. What resulted in their efforts was an award-winning performance by Malini Yergman that expertly showed the potential of using games as a way to increase mental health awareness.
And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
Number 2. Clementine, Telltale's The Walking Dead series.
Agent, what do we do when we're scared?
Throughout the past decade, we haven't seen such a character evolve in the same way as The Walking Dead's Clementine. In the first season, she was simply a frightened little girl who had to grow up in the midst of a zombie apocalypse.
Please. Please don't be one of them.
As the series progressed, she grew into a fearless leader in the same vein as Lee. Clementine's story is unlike any story we've been given in recent years, one that was filled with fear, dread, and most of all, hope. And to think we almost didn't get an ending after Telltale's closure.
Come on.
Before we reveal the decade's #1 heroine in gaming, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word.
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
Good morning, and welcome to yet another day of space adventure.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, I have to get out of here. I need my focus. No.
The PlayStation family has a new member, and her name is Aloy. Horizon Zero Dawn boasted a breathtaking world with deep combat mechanics and enemy design, but the main attraction was Aloy, played by the illustrious Ashley Birch.
Their base has a weakness. Send me in alone, and I'll exploit it.
This outcast was one of the most relatable and memorable heroines we've had in years, thanks to her determined attitude and occasional sass. Aloy is also one of the best role models in gaming, as she often lends a helping hand to those in need. If you haven't had the pleasure of meeting the wonderfully written character yet, you need to pick up Horizon Zero Dawn. You won't regret it.
Caravan? What caravan?
The one you sabotaged. You figured no explosive arrows meant no survivors, no witnesses to your crime.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.